Hey, this is Bert, and as you can see behind me, I brought out all my Toy Biz Uruk Hai to celebrate the arrival of my new Diamond Select Uruk Hai figure. Ta-da! And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this figure to the other Uruk Hai that I already have from Toy Biz and see how it stacks up. So let's bust it open.
No Skill Customs.
All right, here he is. Let's take a look first at what he comes with. You get a shield, a pike, a sword, an extra head, and 2 extra hands with the new Uruk Hai figure from Diamond Select. And when you compare these accessories to the Toy Biz ones, they're pretty comparable. The shield is a little bit smaller, okay, which is kind of weird, you know, because they're technically Diamond Select is supposed to be a larger scaled toy. It's more realistic on the back. It's got the straps and the handle here, whereas this is just something that kind of clips on the character's arm. Okay, the pike is a little bit shorter. Okay, you can see the Diamond Select one is here. Their ends are both matched up. The Diamond Select one is on the bottom. So the Toy Biz one is about 12.5 inches long. This one's about 11.5 inches long. They're pretty comparable. The Toy Biz one has a little bit more texture to it, a little bit more of rust added into the pewter color. Then the swords, the Diamond Select one actually is significantly longer than the Toy Biz one, which I think is a good call there. They're pretty comparable though. I do like, I mean, this spike looks extra dangerous. I do like that on the Diamond Select one. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, other than that, they're pretty comparable. The size is a bit better in my opinion. So those are accessories from all different Uruk Hai. But really, the figure itself is best compared to the Battle Cry Uruk Hai because he's the only one in that kind of armor from Helm's Deep. The Crossbow Uruk Hai also has Helm's Deep armor, but not the same type of armor. When you compare the figures side by side, not too bad. Diamond Select one is a little tiny bit shorter, but not too bad. When you compare him to some of the other Uruk Hai, he gets to be significantly shorter. Now you can argue whether that's just Toy Biz made things a little bit too big. Actually, you can't even see it there the way I have it lined up. Yeah, he holds up pretty good. Color-wise, they went with kind of an orangey color. And if you looked at Toy Biz, they kind of had 2 different things going on. The earlier Uruk Hai were like a maroon burgundy sort of color. And then the last 2, the Battle Cry and the Crossbow Uruk Hai, almost got into this pinkish color, which is not great. I do like this darker color. I think when Diamond Select was choosing the paint color for this guy, they were maybe looking at images of Uruk Hai in the caves when they're just being born, like this picture alerts. And if you look in those scenes, their skin does look really orangey, but I think that's really because of the firelight, not because the skin's actually that orange. I feel like the Berserker Uruk Hai has maybe the truer skin color with the burgundy, red, brownish color. So, I mean, I still think it's acceptable and it's cool to have a range of colors and everything like that, but I think maybe the Berserker one is closer to what they should be. His armor is darker than the Battle Cry Uruk Hai, and it's a little bit lighter, I'd say, than the Crossbow Uruk Hai, so it's somewhere in between. So really, I mean, you have all 3 of these guys in a setup, and they look pretty awesome together. Only that Toy Biz one, I don't know if this happened to you guys, but he went from, it's the rubber they used for his face has now hardened. Okay, it doesn't stretch anymore, and it's changed color. It's now gone from pink to this yellowish orangish color that is not cool, but he doesn't look that bad when you put the helmet back on him. So there's that. Take a look at him with the alternate head and look at some of his features here. Okay, so for the alternate head, you just got to pull on it, and I gotta tell you something. When I first opened this figure, I could not believe how hard it was to move him at all. I know some people talk about taking their Diamond Select toys and their their NECA toys and boiling them. I just having him under the lights that I use for my videos here was enough to get him to loosen up. Right, I don't think that's really on all the way, but here he is, the helmeted version. I like it when you watch the movie and this just reads as all black, this line here. My lighting, you can see right in and you can see the eyes. I actually prefer it all black. That's why one thing that was kind of cool about the Toy Biz Uruk, maybe the narrowness or the fact that this was like a removable helmet on the Toy Biz one, it makes it all black in there, and I do like that look by comparison. But it's not bad. All right, I think I have that on there for real. Now let's check out the articulation on this guy. He's got shoulders that swivel forwards and out. Okay, he's got double jointed elbows, and like I said earlier, they did not move this easily at first. This took some doing. Okay, his wrists swivel and then they also bend, and then of course they're removable, so you can swap out the hands. All right, this swivel right here, this one, and then the thigh swivel were the very worst. I definitely thought I was going to break this toy and have an angry review, but I got everything to move. And I gotta tell you, having them under the hot lights, because you get a package in the mail, it's maybe cold outside, it's maybe cold on the truck. I always let them warm up in my house, but these need some extra warmth. Yeah, no, see this thigh swivel, that was horrible to move earlier, and now it moves really nicely. All right, double jointed knees. So a lot of comparable articulation to the Toy Biz one. The Toy Biz Battle Cry Uruk Hai chose to have his legs swivel here. It's kind of a weird choice. I mean, it does allow for him to plant his foot, a little bit sideways or whatever. So that is missing on this guy, and the ankle does not turn that way to make up for it. Sometimes you see an ankle that kind of twists in that direction. They do not make up for it. I don't feel like I'm missing it that bad. You can just kind of move the whole leg if you really need them to be posed out that way. Okay? But overall, pretty nice. Now, I must say the texture on his legs, just because I noticed it, is a lot less significant than the way Toy Biz handled things. Toy Biz sculpted in all these wrinkles and creases and stuff. And you know what? I like the way both of them look. And I think it's okay having both in your displays. Maybe I could have gone for a little bit more, but the smudging and smearing of black paint over the orangey finish, I think actually looks really, really legit, like a real Uruk Hai. So I am impressed by that. So I don't think, maybe there could have been a little more texture, but I think it's actually okay. Now let's take a look at these swappable hands. They come off at the wrists, okay? And the gauntlets, you have the option of taking them off too. Now, I don't really know the function of that other than allowing him to have the shield, because I could not get the shield on with this gauntlet on. So once you take that off, because the shield has that strap and that buckle, okay, then you can get the shield back on. Suppose I could probably put the hand on again first, or actually maybe try one of the alternate hands. The two hands that it comes with that are on there are kind of like designed to grasp the sword. I think these two hands are maybe perhaps designed more for the pike and maybe for the shield as well. All right, let's get it underneath that strap. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get this hand around that handle on the shield. Pretty cool, I must say. I like the way he holds the shield. Let's get him with a sword in his hand. Yeah, I gotta say that's pretty nice. Now here's the one catch though. Yeah, he looks pretty great with the Toy Biz figures. I think he fits pretty well. But the problem is he is a Diamond Select toy, and so when you compare him to the other Diamond Select figures, he is way too small. Now, if you're somebody that you're really a Toy Biz collector, and and you know you're not buying all the Diamond Select figures, and this figure is actually really ideal. In fact, if you think about that Battle Cry Uruk Hai, he goes for anywhere between $50 and $100 on eBay, whereas this Uruk Hai, now because he's new, you can get him between $30 and $40 shipped to your house. If you look at this, Aragorn is taller than this guy. That's not cool. I'm not down with that. So yeah, I think that's a little bit of a flaw. If you're someone that's only going to collect the Diamond Select figures, a little bit short. I think, well, you know, part of it is I think they made Gimli too tall. Maybe Aragorn's a little bit too tall too, but this guy and the Moria Orc, I feel like both of them are a little bit too short. Now the other thing is, all the figures up to this point, waves 1, 2, and 3, came with a Build-A-Figure part. So is this worth the money? I mean, I ended up buying 2 of each, and I sold my extra Sauron. I made like $125. So you know that's a lot of cash back on these. So I felt like, you know, dropping $25 a piece was kind of worth it. With Gandalf and the Uruk Hai in Wave 4, you don't get anything extra like that. You get the extra head, the extra hands, but he and Gandalf do not come with parts. I don't know what they would have had you build. Maybe buy 12 figures and you put together a big old battle troll. I don't know what the option is. There's not really someone that's like Sauron scale. Maybe, I don't know, Treebeard. I feel like that would still be... I just don't think that 6 figures would be enough to build Treebeard. Some of the pieces would end up being bigger than the figure they come with. Here he is from the back. So, long story short, I think this figure's fantastic. Let me just compare his face again to the Battle Cry Uruk Hai so you can get a good sense of how they compare. We'll do it again without the mask. All right, now unmasked, the Diamond Select one is definitely better. This is, I mean, the Battle Cry one was cool back, you know, before the rubber like hardened to a rock, and you could move his mouth, and that was kind of fun. But I've never really liked the unmasked face. What's kind of cool about the Diamond Select one is they actually base the face and even the markings, the specific spot where the hand is, on the Uruk Hai Mog, the one that kind of like leads the charge at the Battle of Helm's Deep. Overall, I'm very happy with this. I like that it fits so well with my Toy Biz figures. I'm not planning... I don't think Diamond Select is going to get to the broad scope that Toy Biz has, so I'm using these Diamond Select figures to just kind of enhance my Toy Biz setups. When a figure fits this well with the Toy Biz ones, I'm happy. I actually... I know I said he was a little too short compared to the Diamond Select ones, but I don't care personally. I like that he fits perfectly with my Toy Biz ones. But I think they still could have made him a little taller and it wouldn't hurt much. He's just a little bit shorter than most of the rest. It's hard to see on screen, but he's about 7 inches tall, and the Battle Cry Uruk Hai from Toy Biz is 7.5. So he is a little bit shorter, but he fits pretty well. And you know, I hope Diamond Select keeps going with this line. I think they're doing a good job. And the other thing is I think they keep getting better. I really think that this figure is probably one of the best ones they've done. Don't try moving those parts until you've heated it up in some way. If you're someone that puts them in hot water, try it. I really feel like just being under my my hot lamps here for a little while was enough to make those joints move. He's got this swivel. I forgot to mention at the just above the waist, the ribs, and you know, at first I couldn't even bend it at all, but he moves pretty well now that he's been warmed up a bit. So that's a cool feature. All right, now let's check him out in a display. All right, here he is in the middle of battle, and yeah, he really does look really great. I love the face. I just think it's fantastic. Overall, I am really pleased with this figure. My hands hurt from trying to pull all these parts on and off, though. I gotta admit that. Okay, now let's take a look at him with the pike. We'll try that and see how that looks. All right, and so here he is with the pike. Don't worry, folks, he's not going to get Gandalf. If you watch the scene, it doesn't work out for him. But Let's see, a couple things. I tried doing the more open hand for both hands, but he kept on dropping it. So I would do one hand, if you're going to do the pike, I would do one hand in a fist and one a little more open. I really like the way this looks. I mean, seriously, this image right here, I think that looks like it could be right out of the movie, this picture of the Uruk Hai. So I'm really pleased. I mean, he just looks fantastic. Look at the color on him. The grimace. Okay, and then I thought a little bit harder about the gauntlets. And the reason they're separate is because his hand articulation is down here by the wrist. And this way the whole gauntlet can follow his hand. And this piece right here with the spikes on it can be on the back of his hand all the time. So I thought that was a good move. I think that really works. But I do think it's also there so that when you take off the gauntlet, you can fit it in the shield, his hand in the shield a little bit better. All right, and one thing that's obviously better than Toy Biz is he doesn't have some wacky button on the back of his on his back. My Battle Cry Uruk Hai. These guys don't look good from the back with the little battery compartment. I hope I took those batteries out. And then the button. I'm gonna actually, if you look over here, all my berserkers climbing up the ladders here. I just want to chop all their little buttons off. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a Gandalf review. I got them both at the same time, probably next week or the week after that. So look for that video. I'll see you then.